Day 1. Today is the first day of my travel in Guizhou. We left the hotel pretty early because Guizhou scenic area is 140 kilometers from Guiyang. The whole area is an ecological area, divided into 18 waterfalls and scenic spots, each located at different places on the mountain, so we have to take the bus between each spot. Also, in some parts of the area, you can drift along the river on a boat if you want to have fun and enjoy the scenery at the same time. The first waterfall we went to see, called Steep Slope Pond Waterfall, is situated 1 mile upstream of Guizhou Waterfall, with a width of 105 meters at the top and a height of 21 meters.
Hi everyone, so this is a great waterfall from Guizhou. And there is a famous Chinese movie that was shot here before, and this is a very, very famous place in China, so enjoy.
It has the widest width among all of the Guizhou waterfalls. The top of the waterfall is a huge eroded shoal covering 15,000 square meters. The waterfall goes through the calcified shoal, which is over 100 meters long. There's a special phenomena of steep slope pond waterfall that every time before the flood comes, the waterfall produces the honglong honglong sound. Therefore, it is also called roar waterfall. Steep slope pond waterfall is very famous because a few episodes of the famous TV series called Journey to the West were filmed there. It related to the journey of 4 Chinese divinities going on a quest to search for immortality. When you stand at the bottom of it, it's very cool and refreshing because the pressure of the water produces many water clouds.
Okay, so right now we are in a Chinese Zen garden. So you can see we have like many flowers and many little bonsai like this. So we're going on the second side of the waterfalls and we are like going through this Zen garden.
The second waterfall is the famous Guizhou waterfall. With a height of 77.8 meters and a width of 101 meters, Guizhou waterfall is a rare gigantic waterfall in the karst region and is one of the most beautiful, splendid, and well-known waterfalls in the world. It is also the only one in the world which can be observed from 6 directions: up and down, front and rear, and right and left. Guizhou waterfall is the center of these scenic spots, surrounded by 18 other waterfalls with very different styles and various forms. The waterfalls form a waterfall family. They are praised as being the biggest waterfall group in the world by the World Guinness headquarters and are recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records. Day 2. There are a lot of wonderful places in Guizhou, but Fanjing Mountain is quite unique. Fanjing Mountain is a national nature reserve and is famous for its height. The highest point on the mountain is 2,572 meters above sea level. Fanjing Mountain is not only the highest mountain in Guizhou, but also the highest peak of the Weiling mountain range. High mountains are often accompanied by long rivers, just as the Fanjing Mountain is. 99 streams originate from this area and flow down to the foot of the mountain in 2 directions. Some flow eastwards and form a river called Jinjiang. The others flow westward and form a river called Yinjiang. Fanjing Mountain is also famous for its history. Hundreds of millions of years ago, there used to be an ocean there. Then, mountains rose slowly from the bottom of that ocean due to the force of the earth. This is how Fanjing Mountain came into being, and it has an age of about 1 to 1.4 billion years. Its best known name, Fanjing, first appeared during the reign of Emperor Wanli in the Ming Dynasty. The name actually comes from a Buddhist word for enlightenment and freedom away from earthly worries, desires, and concerns. Fanjing Mountain is one of the 5 most famous Buddhist mountains in China. The whole mountain also has a very interesting ecosystem with many various flowers and animals, especially the golden monkey, which is a species you can only see here in Guizhou.
Okay, so we are using the cable car to go on the top of the mountain, and so we have to be here for like 10 minutes because the cable are like 3,500 meters like long, so we need at least 10 minutes to go to the top. Okay, so this is the very top of the mountain, and on the very top of the mountain there is a temple. This is the most amazing thing. So the next step for our trip, it's gonna take these stairs and go to the very top, to this temple. Okay, this part is gonna be really interesting because we are just right to the cliff. Look, we're walking like right along the cliff. It's really cool. Okay, so right now I'm climbing and filming at the same time. Almost to the top. Or maybe not. Okay, so right now we are like totally in the clouds. And the altitude is like 2,500 meters. Okay, look, this view is pretty interesting because you can see the temple right in front of us, but all the rest are landscaping in the clouds, so we can just see the top of the mountain. All the rest is like fog and clouds. Look, it's amazing.
Day 3. After waking up in a Chinese palace-style hotel, we went outside to have a genuine taste breakfast. We ate beef noodles made of rice and some kind of fried spicy bread. When we started visiting Genuine ancient town, dubbed the Venice of the Orient, Genuine is a surprisingly unspoiled ancient water town located in Qiandongnan Miao and Dong Autonomous Prefecture, southeastern Guizhou. Surrounded by gorgeous mountains and rivers, the town is best known for its picturesque landscape, historic sites, and mysterious ethnic culture. The ribbon-like Wuyang River, which runs about 94 kilometers from west to east across Genuine, cuts the town into northern Old Fu government town and the southern Old Wei fortification town. On the way to Black Dragon Cave, we crossed a 600-year-old bridge called Zhusheng Bridge. There is a statue of a man riding an elephant, which reflects that people from India used to visit Genuine during their journeys to Asia. The Black Dragon Cave, Qinglong Cave, is in fact an ancient temple complex located on the Zhonghe Mountain to the east of Genuine ancient town, and it is the centerpiece of all ancient monuments in Genuine. All of the buildings there were constructed in accordance with the natural features of Zhonghe Mountain, which is very precipitous. The architecture, sculptures, and adornments there are simple and unsophisticated and yet quite elegant, and are quite unlike those of other temples which were ornately decorated. The way in which these Confucianist, Taoist, and Buddhist temples are arranged together embodies the combination of Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism in a way.
The air you can breathe here is really clean, and it's also very refreshing. The design here is very special because each part is a different Chinese character. And right now we are like almost at the top of the temple. and you can really see from here really pure water. You can see the carving on the stone is really amazing. So right now we're walking in one of the oldest streets in the city. Right now we are in like a Chinese villa, and at the time there was like pretty official or important person living here. Okay, this is the traditional instruments they use to make some tofu. We can see the architecture of the building, and there is this cow or bull horn, you know, on the top of the building. This is the Miao people of China. They believe if you put this horn on the top of the house, it will bring you prosperity.
The charming and lively Wuyang River is also called the dancing water because the river is very winding and it causes a permanent fluctuation of the water. Whether you walk along or take a cruise on the Wuyang River, it will bring you one surprise after another. Grotesque gorges, perilous peaks, and crystal-like waters present a wonderful picture before you, as if you were entering a wonderland.
Okay, so right now we are taking the boat. And yeah, this river is called like the dancing river. This rock you can see there, it's called the peacock rock. Because it looks like a peacock, like the head being the left part of the rock and the tail being the right part of it. Okay, this is one of the biggest waterfall you can find of the Wuyang River.
Xijiang Mao Village is in the mountains, 135 kilometers away from Jianyuan. The whole village's houses are Miao traditional houses, according to the original design and the architecture of their tradition, containing 1,200 households. The whole town is incredibly beautiful. Traditional wooden houses sit on every hill, and the road winds around the river through the village. Standing at the top of the mountain and watching the wooden houses below, surrounded by shimmering lights, you cannot help but wonder whether or not this place changed all that much over the course of the 500 years of its existence. Each corner of the house is decorated with lights that give the place a spectacular aurora in the evenings.
Welcome back, everyone. Right now we are up to the mountain in a small traditional village of the Miao people. And you can see all the fields here are rice field. Look, we are at the highest place up to the mountain, and so you can see the whole village up below. Okay, look, one more time. This is the traditional clothes and the silver ornament of the Miao people. And the clothes are really rich of colors.
Day 4. Today we are going to a nature reserve called Libo, which is listed as a World Natural Heritage. Libo is honored as a green jewel on the belt of the earth because it has the biggest density of forest in the world on the same latitude, which is a very impressive record. It is also a place of picturesque, alluring scenery with rich cultural resources and comfortable climate all year. We started with the 7 Small Arches Bridge in the Xiaoqi Kong Scenic Area, which is one of the most beautiful places in China. The river is naturally green and blue. The clarity of the water and the changing of colors on every part of the river is incredible. The best part of the trip is to rent a boat to go drifting on this crystal clear river. It is very relaxing, far from the hustle and bustle of urban life. The whole scenic area has an amazingly beautiful karst scenery, consisting of a wide array of waterfalls, streams, lakes, forests, and fantastic caves.
Okay, so right now we are in an ecological reserve with rivers and forests. We have the chance to have our personal driver and our personal car just for the 4 of us, so it's a great chance. Okay, so right now we are in the middle of the ecological reserve of Guizhou, and you can see by yourself how blue the water is. Okay, so right now we are drifting along the river of the reserve of Guizhou, and as you can see, the water is really blue and very pure. It's wonderful. So enjoy. This is one of the famous rivers of the reserve, and you can judge by yourself how clear the water is. It's amazing. From here you can judge of the quality of the river, of the water, and you can also admire this waterfall who is descending from the forest.
After leaving Xiaoqi Kong, we were invited to take part in a festival called the Mao Festival, which is like a New Year's or Christmas in the Western countries. The festival took place in an old village of a Chinese ethnic minority called the Shui. Their village is mainly composed with original houses, and only a few have been restored or repaired. However, it's quiet and peaceful. I have never met people so nice and welcoming. They invited me to see a traditional show of their culture, including singing and dancing. They served me with their cuisine, which was really delicious, for free. I even drank a toast with them to celebrate their festival, danced with them around a big fire they lit to achieve the ceremony, and enjoyed the fireworks in the sky. I have to say, this was one of the best nights I spent in China. I was very touched by everything and everyone there. Day 5. Compared with the graceful Xiaoqi Kong Scenic Area, Mao Lao National Nature Reserve somehow remains mysterious. Today's visit started with the only karst forest in the world. We step upwards and, with a little increase in the altitude, the flora differs greatly. Climbing on the zigzagging path upwards and looking around, we also discover that the trees don't root in the soil. They are attached in the rocks and even stretch into the gaps between the rocks tens of meters away. The local people vividly call them tree-hugging rocks. They are such tough trees that contributed to the famous Forest on the Rocks in Maolan. The peak cluster is the most spectacular sight in the Maolan Nature Reserve. Below the blue sky and white clouds, cone peaks pile up, just like green musical notes stopped in a blue sky. In drizzling days, clouds and fog reef underneath the peak cluster, making the whole reserve an incredible fairyland. The nature shows its beauty here thoroughly and completely. With Shuichun River as the tide, Maolan Nature Reserve integrates karst landforms, serene valleys, and forest seas. We are drifting along the river to enjoy this ecological environment with limpid waters, precipitous cliffs, and exquisite forests.
Today we are in a natural protected area, and right now we are in a tropical forest. So there is many palm trees, some bamboo, and the weather is really hot. And right now we are trying to go up to the mountain. And now we just need a few meters left to reach the temple on the top of the mountain. Okay, so we finally arrived at the top of the mountain. And as you can see below, there is some rice fields. All this area is protected natural area. Look how beautiful this river is. The purity of the water is also incredible. Look at this green and blue. Okay, so right here we have also this special plant who was during the dinosaur era. So it still exists right now, which is incredible. Okay, right now we just said we have an underground river window going under the mountain. So you can see right now the water is coming from under the mountain. But here you can see how big and strong the flow of the river is. Okay, so right now we are drifting on the river and it's awesome! Okay, I was just saying, if you are tired to be drafting, you just can stop like these guys just here and have some barbecue on the shore. Look at this landscape, it's amazing. They offered us some ginger tea to make us more warm while we are going back to Libo.
Day 6. Today is the last day of this journey. The last stop is called Da Chi Kong, which is also one part of the nature reserve that has an amazingly beautiful karst forest and blue waters. The amazing water forest provides great views of bizarre plants growing in the water.
Okay, So right now we are taking a boat on the river in a place called Tatikong. And so this is also a very big part of the natural reserve of Libo. Okay, so right now we are just under this natural bridge. You can see up above. Also you can see, like we said yesterday, the water is really blue because it's really rich in minerals. Okay, we just arrived at the most beautiful spot on this area. So you can see the natural bridge here, the blue river, and here's a forest with small waterfalls.
Leaving Libo, our journey is almost over, so we go back to Guizhou. In Guizhou, we have a wonderful dinner. It is the most widely recognized Guizhou specialty, fish in sour soup. As a recipe originating from the mountains, the dish is welcomed by more and more people and is becoming a representative dish of the Guizhou tastes. With fish and sour soup steaming in the middle, we sit at 4 sides of the square table. We chat with each other while savoring the local delicacies and drinking the homemade rice wine. Simple and happy. We finish the day by watching a very famous show called Wind of Colorful Guizhou, a large series of singing and dancing performances featuring the rich culture of Guizhou. This show includes folk songs, artistic writing, symbolic dances, and mythical stories. It is also heavily inspired by the heritage of various ethnic groups in the region. I feel very honored that I am invited to play an interesting game on the stage, wearing traditional clothes as fast as possible. This was really a wonderful week. Every place I went to was incredible, and the people I met welcomed me with open arms. I have to say, this journey changed me and enlightened me. These are priceless memories to remember for a lifetime.